Okay, I think we are live. And for those of you that watched the first one, I was a little discouraged, as I'm sure you was, to find out that the video had cut off before we could even finish it. I guess that happens. So we're going to try this again. Make sure that we're all in frame. What this book is for is we're going to alter this book. You can pick any book you want. Probably the easiest one is just go to Dollar Tree if you don't have a book and pick one up there. But we're going to work in this. This is just an old encyclopedia. And we're going to tear out some pages and we're going to glue some pages. And this is, hi, Lori. This is going to be an ongoing series. If my webcam isn't keeping up with live, then we're just going to do a non-live and I'll do videos. And you can either leave comments, or if you're friends with me personally, you can always message me for any questions you might have. That's the only way I can solve it. Sorry. So we're going to tear out some pages and we're going to prepare our book today. I don't think I'll probably do the whole thing online. If you want to watch me tear out the book, you can. I'm going to tear out the pages first, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to glue them together, because that's the process that works easy for me to where I don't get crinkles here. So if you don't want to watch me rip out pages and you get the hang of it, then you can skip to the end or go and come back and look at the end at how we glue it together. And then when I come back with the next video, we'll be doing some tucks. And I'm not sure that this is actually going to be a 30-day. I know I talked to some people about doing a 30-day challenge on this, and I don't think it will be, because it ain't going to take 30 days to do it. I think I'll just come online, let everyone know that I'm coming online with a notice on my YouTube, and we'll do 5 or 6 tucks and as many as I know until we get the book partially filled. And maybe later on down the line, if there's more that I know that's a group of them, I'll come back on and do another part. So just look for this title that says part 1 to part 2 and so on and so forth. But I am looking forward to doing a 30-day challenge. I'm not sure that this would be a whole 30 days. But this book is for journal makers, especially the new ones. I know Sandy was going to be coming online. Gwen and Gail, we're going to be coming online. You're going to be looking for this video on how to do a journal, because you never had, and the sewing part scares you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an old book and we're going to prepare it and make a journal out of it. It is very easy, and I know that a lot of you have already looked at, let me reach around here and grab it, at one that I've done out of an old book. And I'm not going to flip through it because it's been online for so long. But anyway, this was just a regular book I got at Dollar Tree and made flips and tucks in it to make a journal. There's no sewing involved. It's super easy. You get to decorate the cover, do whatever you want to make it a journal. So, and we probably won't be decorating this at this time. So anyway, you're going to start out with your first page. And this is a really pretty picture, so I'm going to tear it out. We're going to tear out so many papers. And we're going to try for, this one has right around 270 pages. So I'm just going to tear out 5. That way I've got enough pages left in here to actually make something. I might tear out 1 or 2 more if I actually see a picture that's really awesome. Okay, so there's 5. Then we're going to flip 1 page and tear out 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to flip 1 page, tear out 5 more. Nope, we're going to flip 2 pages. Ooh, I about messed up. And the reason why we're doing that is these 2 pages, we tore out 5, we flipped 1, tore out 5, and left 1. These 2 pages will get glued together. Now for your next, and so this will become 1 page. So for your next one, you're going to flip another page, tear out 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to flip 2 pages and tear out 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of like that L. My name's Lois. I'm going to tear out 1 more. And if you see a page like I am, it doesn't hurt that you tore out 6 out of 1 set. So we're going to flip 2 pages, tear out 5 more. 1. It's got some really cool pictures in this book. 2, 3, 4. And for the newbies, I just want you to notice all these bits and pieces that are left here aren't no big deal because you're going to be gluing around them. But if it bothers you, you can go back through and you can pull out, you know, whatever pieces you want. But it's going to become the inside when we glue 2 pages together. So you're not going to see it. So you really don't have to worry about getting into the nitty gritty. Okay, so we tore out 5, so we're going to flip 2. You're going to continue this through the whole book. You're going to flip 2, tear out 5, flip 2, tear out 5. Hello, Colette. I think that was 5. So we're going to flip 2 and then tear out 5 more. 4, 5. Ooh, those are pretty. Flip 2 and tear out 5. 3, 4, 5. Flip 2. Tear out 5. You don't have to have any special glue for this. It's a matter of preference. Oh, that's cool. So I'm going to tear out this one too. And flip 2, tear out 5. You want to save all these pages because for the majority of the part, we're going to use these pages to make our little flips and tucks. And if we require something that's a little bit bigger, because this is just a cheater book, I'm going to go ahead and tear that one out because it is torn. We're going to use copy paper, typing paper, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you have a big stash of paper and you want to use that, that is entirely up to you. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to flip 2, tear out 5. This is the most boring part of the book. Some of these pages are a little bit torn at the bottom. I got to watch that. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to flip 2, tear out 5. And flip 2, tear out 5. And the reason why you're tearing out the pages, just in case you're curious and have never done this before, is to make room in your book to add embellishments, pockets, tucks. I don't remember. I think that was 2, 3, 4, 5. Because when your book is untorn, it's already full. So you got to make room for what you're wanting to put in the book. And how many pages you tear out is entirely up to you. If I tore out 10 pages then and I decided to use these 2 pages as a pocket, because there is a space down here where I tore out 5 pages, that gives room for space for things to be put in there. So however big and roomy you want your pockets to be, or maybe you like the big cover, but you don't want all the bulk, so you're going to tear more pages. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're almost there. And then flip 2 pages. Tear out 5 more. Flip 2 pages, tear out 5 more. Three, 4. There's another L for me. 5. Flip 2 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting close to the end, so I got to be careful. I don't flip 2 pages. I probably got, there's that one. And I want one to go with that to reinforce it. And I already flipped my 2. There's 1, 2, 3, exactly 5. That never happens, by the way. 3, 4, 5. So all of these pages we're going to keep, and you're not going to use them all, but you can always use them in different projects that you're doing. Cards, there's good text on here. It's already kind of yellowed on the edge, so it's a nice good vintage. You could tea dye them, coffee dye them, use them on the back of your ATCs, or on the front of your ATCs, I mean. Index cards, greeting cards, journaling pages, mixed media. It's good stuff. Don't throw it away. Which is why I have a hoarding problem here. All right, so all of our pages are torn out of our book. Now, see how much less room you have, or less room you have here compared to here. When we start adding stuff, this spine is going to grow. So then we'll make room. That's why we made room, was so we could add stuff to our book. Does that make sense why we tore out the pages now? All righty. Now you can use any type of glue that you want. I will say that the cheaper glue that you use, the more problems you're probably going to have. So if you're using school glue, like Elmer school glue, you're probably going to have problems because it'll make your page too wet and make it warp. I like using the glue sticks. That seems to work just fine. When it comes to a pocket, I'll use art glitter glue because it's a little bit stronger and can take the tugging and pulling. You technically could use tacky glue. It is a thicker white glue. I haven't, but you could. I wouldn't use your expensive glues like Yes Paste or Fabric Tack, just because it really doesn't require that. You're just simply gluing pages together. All right, so here's where we tore our pages out, and we're going to glue this page to this page and make it one page. That makes it nice and thick. And this ain't going to be a pocket, so I'm just going to use my glue stick. And I have no problems with it, other than Hopefully this ain't too rattly. I don't want to glue my other pages to this one. So I am going to put that there. I'm going to go around the edges and give it a good generous coat of paint. Or I mean of glue. Yeah, we're not painting today. Good grief. And we're going to bring these two pages together. I just had it. There it is. I like to make sure that my book is my pages are gonna lay flat. So I get in here as close as I can to the edge here, and then I just take an old credit card and I smooth it down. And that should keep the pages together, should keep them nice and even. If you try to do it like this, because this is humped down now because we took out so many pages, it probably wouldn't work. You're going to end up with crooked pages. Alrighty. Oops, I did that wrong. No, I did that right. Here we go. And we're going to glue, because this is the front cover and I'll probably do some heavier stuff here, I like to put 2 pages on my front cover. And that's just a personal preference. So you're going to have this inside piece and then 2 pages. And then you're going to take a credit card or something like that. You can use your hand. I don't really think a brayer works, but I just want to make sure that any glue that's in there is going to be nice and tight. Okay, so here's where we tore papers out. So we're going to glue these 2 together. By golly, I'm still on air. I think I got this figured out. And there is a little piece of my book that the page was a little wrinkled from use. And smooth it out. Okay, so now those 2 pages are glued together and it made that actual journal page very thick. Here's where I tore out the papers. So I want to glue these 2 together. Super, super simple. You are on your way to making a journal. And for those of you that have not made a journal, but have made like pocket letters, ATCs, greeting cards, things like that, you're going to decorate your journal the same way. You're just going to throw all kinds of goodies at it and decorate it. It's really not that intimidating. That is wanting to buckle on me, and I don't want it to buckle. So I'm going to force it down. Okay. Here's where we tore the papers out. And so we're going to glue these 2 pages together. And then I think on my next page, I'm going to make a pocket. And a pocket is super simple. Basically, all you're doing is gluing the top and the bottom of the page, and you're going to leave the side open. And I like leaving the sides open rather than the top of the page for the simple fact that it's hard to reach down in there to get something that might be in the pocket, but if it's on the side, it's easier to reach in. So here's where we tore our papers apart. And I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and I'm going to make sure that I get down in the crease because I don't want anything to escape my pocket. And I'm just going to run a bead of glue on the bottom and the top. Flip this page down and very gently but firmly run that across. Somehow I got glue there. Okay, so What that did is, since we didn't glue the center of the page, is we created a pocket where you could tuck things into. And that's how you make a pocket. Super simple. It's not that hard. So here's our next page where we tore out our papers, and that helps you keep track of where you are at in your book. And you're just going to take your glue stick or whatever you're using. You're just going to continue to glue these pages together. Flip this page over. Kind of bring your book up to where it smooshes down flat. And run your little credit card or gift card across it to get out any bumps of glue. And then go on, do the next one. Here's where we tore the papers out. So we're going to glue it. So once you see this and you actually do it, you're going to go, wow, there was no reason for me to be so intimidated. And once you get used to making these type of journals, you can venture into doing sewing, which is really no big deal. You're making holes in the side of your paper to kind of like lacing up shoes. In one hole, out the other. It's not a big deal. Here's where we tore the papers out. So this is where we get to glue. And then I think my next one will be a pocket. I like lots of pockets, even if I don't use them, or I think the other person may not use all the pockets. It's nice to have the option of having pockets. Flip this page down. And go to the next one. Here's where we tore the paper out. Here is where we're going to glue. Now when it goes to decorating a book like this, you can just get your scrapbook paper or whatever you want to use. Cut it to size to fit your page, or maybe leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And the easiest way to do that is just to cut your paper a 1/4 inch too short. So this one is approximately, whoops, let me turn around. This one is approximately 6 3/4. So I would cut my page 6 1/2. And it's 10 inches, so then I would cut it 9 3/4. So that's going to give you 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So you wouldn't see the writing, but you would have some of this nice vintage, or you could cut it even 1/2 an inch too short. Here's where we cut the paper, or pull the papers out. So this is where we get to glue. Bring this one down and smooth it out. It really doesn't take too long to do these. Here's where we took the papers out. And so this one I'm going to make another pocket. I think I was going to do that on the last one. I forgot. I got talking. So to make the pocket, you're just going to put some good glue, good strong glue on the top and the bottom. Flip this page down. Smooth out the edge. And then I like to take my fingers and make sure there ain't no more excess glue that got squeezed out. And there we go. We've made another pocket that we can tuck things into. So here's where we tore things out. Let me put this up so it doesn't dry. That's the only thing bad about the art glitter glue. It does dry out real quick. And then we're going to glue this to the next page. There we go. Flip the page. Here's where we tore the papers out. So we're going to glue these two together. Whoops, got a little aggressive there. Bring this one down. Did I do that right? I didn't leave 2 pages. Aha. Leave me to teach something. What the heck? Yeah, when I flipped, I didn't leave 2 pages. So I don't want to see that, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one to this one, and it'll make it an extra thick page. Maybe I can do something, put some element on it that's a little bit thicker, heavier. Yeah, I didn't flip 2 pages. It's kind of hard when you're sitting here talking to remember what you're supposed to be doing. But there's no mistakes in junk journaling. There's no mistakes in any of this type of journaling. We easily fixed it. Now this page is nice and thick, just like the very first one we did. And nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, you guys know. Just don't tell nobody. All right, so there's where we tore out some paper. So we're going to glue this one. We're almost done. It really doesn't take very long to prepare one of these books. And we're going to flip this over. And smooth out that glue. Make sure there's no lumps in it. Flip the paper. And we're going to glue this one to this one, because that's where we tore out the paper. And I saw somebody, I think it was Dear Julie, said she likes that little raggedy edge. I don't mind that my book looks junky, but I don't want it to look intentionally junky. I just don't think there's any beauty in that torn paper, but to each his own. Okay, so flip a page, glue this one. We're almost done. I honestly didn't think I'd get this done in this video, but I did. And it's going to be awesome. So we're going to flip this page, smooth it out. There's a piece of glue that was off on something. Here's our raggedy edge. So this is the one we glue. Smooth it down. You could honestly, really, you could do these out of magazines. I don't see why not. You're just gluing pages together. There's our raggedy edge. So this is what we glue. Flip this one over. Now this is our back page, just like our front page. So we're going to glue all 3 of these together. So we just glued these 2 together. But then we've got this pretty back one. We're going to glue it to this. So you got one thick piece in the front and one thick piece in the back, where we've used 3 pieces of paper, 3 pages instead of 2. And I just think that gives the book more stability. There's some glue. All righty. So in less than 29 minutes, I have taken a 270-page book ripped out the pages, and glued them all together. Now we've got these nice thick pieces, and I don't know how many pages we actually ended up with out of 270. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We've got 17 pages out of 276. We've got room to grow in our book, to add elements to it. If you wanted more pages in your book out of your 270, then only tear out 2 pages instead of 5 like I did, and you'll end up with more pages. You can do this with any size of book. You could do this with magazines. You could do this with spiral bound books, manuals that you find that people's going to throw away or whatever. You could use that. Anything where you can tear out 2 pages and glue together, you can end up with this book. And like I said, I tore out 5 pages, ended up with 17. You could tear out 2 pages and end up with a whole lot more than 17 pages. I just know that this book is going to be very full, this particular book, with all the samples that we're putting in there. And so that's why I wanted to leave lots of room to grow in it. So we're just literally we're gonna grow the book by adding pockets and stuff into it, tucks, flips, belly bands, those type of things. This one, for instance, hope there ain't no glue on there. That was just a quick flip up and fold over. Now we've got a pocket here. When you glue this into your book, if you leave no glue here, you'd have a pocket here, or you could have a pocket on this side, but you also have a pocket here. Or glue this piece here to your book, to your page, and you'd have a pocket here. Or glue these all together and just take a ribbon of glue like a library card pocket, and you'd have a pocket here. So that's what we're going to be doing, is this type of thing. We're just going to be making different things to put in your book and fill your book up. So look for the next video or live. This one seemed to do really good on live. 32 minutes, and it's not having any problems. So I'm thinking I got it. Thank goodness. I've only been messing with it for days, it seems like. And then I'm going to be doing a 30-day challenge. I'm not sure what the challenge is going to be, but a 30-day challenge of something, or not challenge, series on something. I just don't think there's enough to do 30 days on this. But maybe 30 days of a mixed media project every day or something like that, or a tag or something. So that's all I got. Let's see what else. Make sure you hit the bell. That way it gets notified. You get notified when I do come on air or have a new video. Make sure you like it. Oh, it's down. Make sure you like it. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell. And you all have a good Sunday, and happy Labor Day. Bye-bye. Y'all have a good day.